Many of the points that Bernie Sanders is making so well and so energetically in his debates against Hillary are going to be the substance of a good Republican campaign in the November election. Republicans are bemoaning that Sanders isn't harping on Benghazi or emails or any of the other vulnerabilities that Hillary has. But he is pounding away at Hillary for her corporate contributions, her contributions to income inequality, her support of trade agreements that really drive jobs out of the United States. And very important themes are being struck by Sanders in this campaign. Just recently, on Sunday, he made a big deal of her supporting the Export-Import Bank that theoretically subsidizes the exports of small American companies, but 40% of the money goes to Boeing and 75% goes to major Fortune 500 companies. Only a quarter goes to the small exporters for whom it's intended. And Sanders pounded away at that, and Hillary was on the defensive over it. These are exactly the issues a Republican needs to raise in the November election. You got to beat Hillary with a right jab, that is the regular Republican issues about low taxes and all of that. But then you need a left hook that comes around and addresses many of the exact same issues that Sanders is raising now. Because ultimately, the right and the left come together. The world is round. And they both are ardent foes of the, Ted Cruz and Donald Trump at least, are dedicated opponents of the trade agreements that are being cut these days, of the policies that coddle Wall Street, of the failure to bring criminal prosecutions after the 2008 crash, the bubble that's been created in Wall Street, and in many other issues like NSA privacy and stuff like that. And those are exactly the issues that are basically anti-establishment issues that the Republicans can use in this election to drag Democratic votes away from Hillary, or at least keep them home. There's another metaphor with 1968, which is an election that increasingly gives us historical lessons for this election. In 1968, the animosity to the Vietnam War and the resentment against Lyndon Johnson as president was expressed vigorously by Bobby Kennedy and Eugene McCarthy and George McGovern, and they lost their battle for the Democratic nomination. Humphrey, who was Johnson's vice president, won it. But then in November, Nixon, the Republican, echoed the critiques of the left of the Democratic Party in going after Humphrey, and made himself de facto the anti-war candidate. And as a result of disaffected Democrats switching and others staying home, Nixon was able to defeat Humphrey. So that is a prototype in a sense. And what Bernie Sanders is doing is making all of these issues against Hillary, against her campaign contributions, her speaking fees, and her nexus with Wall Street and with those who support trade agreements that cost us jobs. And that nexus, that connection, will be a key part of our general election strategy. Thanks for watching. And as I mentioned before, I do a podcast. So listen to that. It goes into more depth on this stuff. You can either click on it with the email that accompanies this video, or go to dickmorris.com or iTunes or podcast1.com to listen. Thanks for watching, and thanks for listening.